Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to get back onto the wheelbarrow rat rod. Last week we left off. We stripped the lawnmower down, got the frame ready to go. Now we just need to pressure wash it off. Did take some measurements, set the wheelbarrow on there, and see how far we need to stretch this thing. So stay tuned.
And I'm back.
Alright, guys, we're going to use this gunk engine degreaser on this thing. Hopefully get as much off as we can. Like I said, it's real horrible. It's got a whole lot on it. So definitely got to get as much oil and grease off here as possible. It's perfect time for doing this because my neighbor's pressure washing his house, so I ain't got to worry about the pressure washer noise. I'll be a real liberal about this. As much on here as I can before my time runs out. Alright, Oscar, take away. Alright, now we got this thing pressure washed off, cleaned off. Now we got to figure out how we're going to make these wheelbarrows fit on this thing and try to figure out how far we're going to cut this thing to expand it or to stretch it to see how we're going to make these things fit. So what I've got is I got a full wheelbarrow tub, and then I have one that I cut in half. And what I'm thinking on that is somehow turning this piece into a firewall or something of that nature to make this barrel longer. So I'd have to cut out the bottom of this one and expand it, kind of see how this is going to fit. So what I'm thinking, if I do that, we're going to have to sit kind of high on the bucket, so I'm thinking maybe using this old bucket seat and kind of mounting it in here so we can sit a little higher so our legs can fit a little better. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll fit? Let's see.
Oh.
On something like this. But my legs would go out farther. Does that look alright?
No.
What's wrong about it?
You look short.
I look short. Well, that didn't go as planned. Here, help me up. You suck at helping people up, bro. Well, anyway, y'all kind of get the idea of how that's going to go. It's not going to go well. Alright. So, how far are we going to have to stretch this thing? That's the question. Well, might not have to stretch it very far, huh? Because the motor's going to be right there, where a motor normally goes.
And obviously he can't fit the thing with it just being like that.
You have to talk a little louder, they probably can't hear you.
Well, obviously he can't fit in the thing when it's that short.
Alright, well all these pedals are in our way, so I guess what we got to do first, let's get this engine plate off, let's get all these pedals out of the way. And that way we can really for sure see what we're dealing with. That sound good?
Thank God I got earbuds. He's gonna be the reason why I'm dead.
Hey bro, there's an easy way of doing that. That's it, I'll show you. You already have it pre-spinning? It acts like an impact. Yeah. Well, that spring don't make it easy, does it? Easy does it. Watch fingers. Don't poke yourself. Hold on. Hold on. Can't have girly hands there, buddy.
Oh, I'm great.
What else we hooked to?
What?
What else we hooked to here?
Told you those bolts weren't the only things you had to take off. Still connected to this.
Oh. Yeah.
So
There's a bolt on the bottom of that. I'm sure. I don't know what size though. Probably 15 or 13.
Now's a good time for me to read today's Bible verse. It comes from Romans 8:6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
give me a 12.
12.
I'm saying 11. Even the 12 is too small.
Well, then the 13, if the 13's too small, you need a 14 or 15. Not a 12.
Oh, it's a 13.
Right. Just stripping it out.
What you told me to do?
Hey, but you gotta do it right.
Let's do it.
It could be reverse thread too.
Might be.
So,
You give me a 14?
yeah.
I asked for a 14, bro.
You had a 13 original.
No, originally I had a 10.
Right. Originally you had a 13.
You're right, I did.
It's probably reverse thread if you're fighting it that much, bro.
Now I just want to go on.
You know what? No, just.
Great.
You alright?
Yeah.
You sure?
Oh, no, I'm not.
I didn't feel a thing.
Oh, I just ripped the skin off my finger.
Rip the skin off your finger.
Ooh. God, man, that's the 5th time this week I have ripped the skin off of one of my hands. Oh!
Put some electrical tape on it, it'll be fine.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, that's one heck of a feeling. Yep. That's bad.
Watch out.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yep. I think I broke the phone too. Is it? Ooh.
Time to take you to the hospital?
I don't go to the hospital for a broken finger.
Yes, you do.
You don't.
Yes, you do.
You don't. The splint on you, you're done.
Well, guys, he's having technical difficulties. Just a little bit. But a little bit.
Let's see what we got here.
Probably helped if I'd have gave him the right tool. Alright. Now, what we got? What we have? What we need? What we see? It's a whole lot of stuff in the way. Yep. Sure is. So the pedal plate is not mounted to anything. But you have to drop the steering plate in order to take the pedal plate out. Because it's just pinched between. That's cool. Yep. long. We're not going to have much left here, guys. That's for sure. Who needs all this stuff? Like, come on. Not going to use none of it anyway. We have to do handles and googads and pedals and switches. Anybody need a Husqvarna or a pedal assembly? Got one. Sell to you cheap. You know what's sad? Cut all that out of here. Should have pressure washed it with that plate off. Yep. But that's okay. We can do that later. Once we figure all this out. Go ahead and take this off. Ain't gonna be needing that no more. Yep. Alright. Frame is framing thing, you know? Let's see how strong these things really are without all that stuff on them. That's what I thought. There's not much to these things, guys. But it's just enough. If you guys ever wondered why your lawnmowers rust, it's because they don't even paint this from the factory under the plates. They just paint over the plates. Surprised this ain't all rusted. But probably the only reason it isn't is because how much oil is all over it. Probably been leaking oil from the start. Let's go ahead and mount this back up here. Okay. We'll do the other side. Yep. So the only thing I needed out of this whole gizzo is the steering stuff. So all that stuff is obsolete now because I'm going to have to use pedals and levers and all that stuff to make all this stuff work. But that stuff ain't even going to work. Unless we put our feet outside the frame, or outside the bucket. I don't know if I really want to do that. Now we'll put this back on so we have proper measurements. And then we'll go from there. But I'm only going to put a couple screws in this one because we're going to take this back off and pressure wash some more stuff that was trapped in here because it's not that great, guys. Just being honest. It's really not. It's pretty bad, honestly. There's so much oil inside this frame. Okay. So, now that the pedals are off, I'll be right back. Okay, now that we got all the pedals and all that stuff out of the way, now we can probably sit this on here now and get an idea how much do I have to stretch this thing. No matter what, I know I'm going to have to stretch it a little bit because if anybody ever seen what a T bucket looks like, the rear end is behind the bucket with a little trunk bed looking thing above the rear end. So when I go to lower this thing, I'm probably going to put this rear end on top of the frame So it's going to be sitting behind the bucket. So no matter what, I'm going to have to stretch this frame. The question is how far do I need to stretch it? So if this is going to be here, roundabout, like that, give or take, it looks like I only have to stretch it, what would you say, bud, about 2 foot? Because the motor's going to be there. And that looks like it's going to be right up against the motor like it should be.
Refresh measure.
Huh?
Refresh measure.
If you go too long, it's going to look goofy. 2 foot's quite a bit. Let me see. So the frame stops here already. That's 1 foot there. And that'll put the wheels right here. So really 2 foot's too much because it's going to be all the way back here.
I'd say about a foot and a half. Or a foot and a quarter.
I'd say a foot. Because you got to think this will still be on there.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a foot's going to stop this right here, and then you still have this popping out the back. So it's going to be like a foot and 6 inches, which will be like to there. And that gives plenty of room for the truck bed and the rear end to be sitting on top of the frame.
Yes, that's what we work.
So we just need to stretch it by a foot. And then we need to cut this piece out of the tub. And then we need to make a floor. And then we need to figure out how we're going to make this join in with this and look right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think? Looks pretty cool already, don't it? Looks really good on camera. You want to sit in it? See how it feels?
No.
Why not?
After watching you fall, I don't trust that.
Oh, come on now. I think that seat, I mean, we need to find some more boards, get the seat so about here. If you go out to the trailer, there should be some more boards in the trailer. The trailer on the side of the house. We'll be right back. We're going to find some more boards where I can sit in this thing more safely. Alright, so we got the boards now. We're going to put the seats in. Oscar, sit in this thing. Let's see what we got. So the question is, do we want the dash up high or do we want the dash down low? Because down low, we're able to cut this section out right here, which will allow our feet to go out here further, which will bring his knees down quite a bit. But if we go up high, we wouldn't be able to do all that. And me personally, up high like that makes me think of a baby carriage, like an old granny baby carriage. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't look cool.
I mean,
whereas down here, you know, you'll have the extra foot room and all of that.
Yeah.
And it gives it that nice flow to it. It'd be less metal work to have to be done. You know what I'm saying? We'll just have to cut this groove out and really tie it in real good.
The only difference that it would make if we did bring it up is one, the baby carriage thing. Two, we wouldn't have to extend the frame, but because we didn't extend the frame.
Yeah, if we did the baby carriage look,
Like
you wouldn't have, that gives you that extra foot that we need.
Yeah.
But
it makes it a pain in the butt to do that though, because then you wouldn't be able to reach the pedals, so then you gotta have a lever here for your forward and backwards, and a lever here for your clutch and stuff, and then your steering wheel here. So say if like you're in an emergency or something like that, and you gotta stop real fast, what you're supposed to do is you got a hand here, a hand here, a hand here, and a hand here. What are you gonna do? Boom!
well, you don't have that many hands, bro. So.
You ain't got 3 hands.
But as far as the clutch goes, we can delete it because it's hydrostatic. It don't have to have the clutch. It's just easier to drive with the clutch and stop with the clutch, but it being hydrostatic, unless you're pushing it forward or back, it ain't moving. You know what I'm saying?
So the clutch will make it stop quicker. So like if a car's like that far away.
Yeah, a clutch does make it stop quicker. So yeah, I think we'll just stick with that. We'll figure out how to, instead of the steering wheel coming straight up like a lawnmower in your face, we'll figure out how to knuckle it and bring it out like right here to you.
You can have this knuckle. It's causing me a lot of pain.
And if your knees are down a little bit, you know, your hands probably reach the steering wheel right about there anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the only reason you're having to bring your arms back is because your knees are up.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely tune in next week, guys. Next week we're going to chop this frame in half. We're going to add a foot of frame to it so we can make it longer because like I said, a true T-bucket has a little trunk bed thing back here anyway. And the way I plan on lowering this thing is putting this rear end on top of the frame instead of under it, which will bring this back way down. And then that'll allow this rear end to be inside that truck bed, so it'll look really good. And then as far as the front lowering it, I think I'm just going to weld some plates to the spindles and then make my own drop spindles for the front. And then that should bring this about 3-4 inches off the ground, which is about what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then that'll look awesome. Like, I think it'll work out real well. So make sure you guys tune in next week because we're going to be cutting it up, dicing it up, and making it fun. So make sure you all tune in. If you guys like what you're seeing, like, comment, subscribe, share. You know, it really helps the channel. The stuff we do around here, it's not cheap. You know, it costs us pretty good penny. So everything helps. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you all, and I will see you on the next one.